The housing sector plays a more critical role in a country's welfare than is always recognized, as it directly affects not only the well-being of the citizenry, but also the performance of other sectors of the economy. Rather than climbing the housing ladder, too many Nigerians are just falling off the cliff as home ownership rates are low. The focus on affordable housing by the Nigerian government, as well as private players, needs to increase as population growth and urbanization does not seem to be slowing down. Access to more affordable loans for all Nigerians, as well as lower costs of construction, would enable more Nigerian own homes, which would improve their quality of life. This is Housing Development, where we advocate for the provision of low-cost housing for Nigerians. As always, I am your housing diva, Fleur Annie. The news making rounds in the sector is up next.
The President, Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, NITP, Mr. Olutoyin Ayinde, has charged executives of the Association of Women Town Planners in Nigeria, AWTPN, to focus on imbibing ethics, good image and self-control as the tenet of professionalism. Ayinde made the charge known during the inauguration of the first chairman of the association in Lagos, urging the committee to view the assignment as a call to greater service and to improve the profession's image. He, however, called for sacrifice, humility among the leadership and building of relationship that will strengthen the new association, as the ability to recognize responsibility and sacrifice that such office demands is the bane of leadership in the society. The Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has approved the constitution of a Judicial Commission of Inquiry to review land allocation, documentation and various suspected illegal land dealings in Ogun State in recent times. According to Oluwashino Ogungbade SAN, Ogun State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, the commission was established in keeping with commitments to transparency in government operations and drive to make doing business easier. With this development, the governor is optimistic that the commission will assist in uncovering and redressing anti-investment practices for land allocation and documentation in Ogun State. The Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, has congratulated presidential aspirants across party lines on their elections as presidential flag bearers of their various political parties ahead of the 2023 presidential election. This was made known in a press statement released by HDAN, noting that the successful completion and outcome of political parties' primaries is a clear indication that they are ready for the 2023 presidential contest. Executive Director, HDAN, Mr. Festus Adebayo, called on all parties' flag bearers to avail Nigerians their plans for Nigeria's housing sector and intentions on how they plan to achieve affordable housing delivery.
For more housing news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has said that it will partner with the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria towards ensuring a formidable relationship to institute a real estate business in Nigeria devoid of corrupt practices. The ICPC chairman gave this assurance in Abuja when the Radiant team paid him a courtesy visit in his office. Let's have a look.
The chairman of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, Aliyu Wamako, on his visit to the ICPC bus in Abuja, said formidable relationship is needed from the ICPC to ensure that Nigeria has a real estate regulation law. He stated that the partnership will further ensure that there is transparency in the real estate business in Nigeria.
We want to uphold our code of conduct and to make sure that there is transparency in the business we are doing, and also to assure ICPC, who is a regulatory organizations that we are off to the task and are ready to work with them, so that to make sure that at least the element of money laundering and illicit business does not occur in the real estate.
The ICPC chairman, Professor Bolaji Owasanoye, however, pledged ICPC's commitment to HDAN to ensure that the organization gets the legal framework support in eliminating corruption and money laundering in the real estate sector.
The visit is at the instance of HDAN, which is commendable, and it is designed to strengthen the collaboration between ICPC and stakeholders towards diminishing corruption and eliminating money laundering and illicit financial flows, especially in the real estate sector. We agreed to work together towards dealing with money laundering and IFF and the corruption that is afflicting the real estate sector.
Although the ICPC boss has frowned at the illegal and unethical practices from some real estate developers in the country, he further advised the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria to uphold their principles and ethics to ensure corruption is eliminated in the sector.
The real estate sector is a major conduit for money laundering and illicit financial flows, and it has a negative effect on so many things. Well, basically for them to uphold their own principles and ethics, which are already designed to fight corruption. But that's just on paper. But now they have taken the initiative to make sure they implement those standards, which is why this visit has become necessary.
Responding to the ICPC chairman's observation, Dr. Aliyu Wamako stated that HDAN won't hesitate to clamp down on any member who is involved in dubious acts. He, however, advised members to adhere to the code of conduct of the organization.
We call on our members to adhere strictly on the conduct of our operations. We have code of conduct, and it doesn't give any room for corruptions, and therefore I believe if they adhere to it strictly, at least there will be it will be devoid of an association devoid of corruption. We will expel them and export them to the public to know who are those people. That is exactly what we're going to do.
HDAN is an agency recognized by the federal government of Nigeria with the mandate to develop affordable housing in Nigeria. However, the real estate sector has been corrupted with some unscrupulous persons. The onus is therefore on members of the organization who engage in such operations to adhere to the sector's ethics, which do not give room for corruption.
Welcome back. One of the indices for assessing the level of economic growth of a nation is adequate housing. The role of housing in growth and development is so vital that governments all over the world make provisions for adequate housing of our citizens. As the demand for affordable housing grows, Nigeria must change the way it addresses its affordable housing strategies. How can the key obstacles to affordable housing be addressed? Take a listen to these experts. Experts in the built environment have decried the need for an effective private-public partnership to drive home affordable housing in Nigeria. In an interview with Housing Development Crew, an expert in the real estate sector, Edward Adolu, narrates the worrisome challenges limiting an effective private-public collaboration.
One of the major problems to the private sector is the access to land. In most of the places, the Land Use Decree Act has made it so difficult for the private sector to be able to have access to land without having to pass through a lot of bottlenecks. That is one. Other factors will include what I would call long-term financing. In Nigeria, it's very difficult to find what we call long-term financing. All you have, if you approach the banks or financial houses, they can only give you a short-term financing of maybe maximum of 5 years.
Shola Moyero, a structural engineer and private developer, noted the expedient need for the government to put in place necessary measures that will ease construction of houses if housing must be affordable to Nigerians, as an effective implementation of policies for collaboration would promote private-public partnership in the country.
To the incoming government in 2023, please make housing a top priority. And we also need infrastructure. There's no infrastructure. There are some places we have land, but there's no infrastructure. There is no good road. There's no access to electricity. There is no water. So even as developers, we have so many challenges too. And it's also our own desire to be able to build for the lowest income earner to be able to afford. Private and public coming together to be able to work as a team, it will go a long way if the government are sincere with themselves.
Affordable housing in Nigeria can, however, be possible if bottlenecks are reviewed and necessary parameters from government or its corresponding relevant agencies to the private sector are put in place.
When the future of construction meets today's ingenuity, the result is fiber cement board, the latest high-quality green and energy-saving building material for construction of all types from Nigeriba Nigerians Company Limited. Ideal for exterior and interior wall seating system. It's weather-resistant, fire-resistant, shutter-resistant, water-resistant. Fiber cement board, today's light eco-friendly building solution. Nigeriba Nigerians Company Limited. It's located at Kuje, Abuja. Green leads the future. Cinema serves the world.
Available statistics indicate that in the last 10 years, housing production still stands at less than 100,000 units per year in Nigeria. Even with such figures, how many of the houses built are affordable to the low-income earners? The focus of developers should not be for the high end of the society or the government, but for the people, especially the low-income earners. How can government attend to the housing needs of the masses? Let's hear from the people on Voices on the Street.
Nigeria is currently having a housing deficit of about 17-18 million houses that need to be built to provide the accommodation for Nigerians. Actually, the reason for this lapses is because government over the years have not been doing enough to make provision for accessible houses to Nigerians, especially even the working class. So I think government can start now to make provisions for land, for affordable land for people to build houses. They can also make available funding for people to be able to access, especially the working class who have a monthly salary.
They have to start working on strategies on land allocations and the expenditures, you know, because most places, they, inside Maitama, Gwarimpa, Asukuru, is very high. So they have to value the land issue, you know, because the problem is from the land. You know, getting the land in this city is very high, it's very on the high side. So they have to start from that place, you know, before we go to the materials. So the problem is from the FCTA, they have to work on the land devaluation, on the price, so that people, the less privileged, can be able to acquire land and build.
What I will advise, especially the incoming government, to do is to see that they make it mandatory that no matter the level of one's income, the houses should be affordable for them to afford, because that is the most vital thing about life. So that is the advice I can give to them. I believe by so doing, every one of us will be able to have access to a good house unit.
The Ministry of Housing should, go into develop areas, give it a good layout before people start building houses. I once lived in 1004 housing estate. It will not cost government anything to build and give to the people, so that they can, also pay, in form of mortgage. The people, the company that are handling it now, they are Sherlocks. Government, they take from government and build houses that are now affordable. And so you see a lot of houses that have been built, duplexes that are not affordable, so they just remain there. And so it is for us to say that at this present state of our life, we should still be facing such challenges.
Voices on the street there. While we talk of affordable housing, it does not mean substandard housing. The immediate past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Council for the Regulation of Engineers in Nigeria, Engineer Kashim Ali, in this interview coming up, now raised the need for key players in the industry to abort every form of compromise when erecting structures. Take a listen.
Stakeholders in the built environment have decried the need for an efficient and effective quality control in relation to construction of structures and buildings in Nigeria. During an interview with Housing Development Crew, the past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers (NSE) and the Council for the Regulation of Engineers in Nigeria (COREN), Engineer Kashim Ali, he narrated the need for key players in the industry to abort every form of compromise when erecting structures, as the slightest deviation from standard could result in detrimental situation, in most cases building collapse.
Once there's a collapse, it means something is wrong with the quality control. And it could be pure negligence, mistake, or abuse. For instance, there are controls for what should be the size of your foundation for every site. And every site is unique. You treat every site as a unique. Even if you are looking at an estate, every foundation is unique. It must be quality of work that has to be ascertained. The quality of the soil has to be ascertained to determine the kind of structure that can come on it. So where you have one or two coming down, it means there has been negligence on the part of the designer and the implementer. So either way, once there's a collapse, there's already a compromise of the quality.
According to him, preferring solutions to curbing incessant building collapse in the country as a result of improper quality control, there was need for professionals to be given maximum control of site work, as they have the prerequisite to militate against and detect any form of structural error.
The best way to control that or curtail is to have professionals working on such sites. A professional who is on site knows the consequences of any compromise, because in the event of a failure, there will be an investigation. There's always an audit trail, and you can determine what happened. Is it the quality of the concrete, the mix design, or so whoever is responsible can be traced and dealt with. But where there are no professionals, then it's like a free market. Nobody, anything goes. So the result is what you get.
Investors were, however, charged to ensure they adhere to building standards, as these would better save costs, and in cases where professionals default, licenses of such operators are usually withheld as punitive measures against compromise of quality.
Engineer Kashim Ali there speaking on the need for effective quality control in the construction industry. Up next is urban shelter residences located in Dawaki in the Federal Capital Territory.
Hi, my name is Aliyu Nurain. You are welcome to Urban Shelter Residency Dawaki. Come along.
For over 30 years in the real estate market, Urban Shelter Limited has garnered her experience and recently constructing distinctive sets of homes in Dawaki, where quality, serenity, innovation, and technology meet. These set of homes constructed in the urban shelter residences, Dawaki is sitting on 3.5 hectares of land with a total of 93 units of 5 different types of houses, 5 bedrooms detached, 4 bedroom semi-detached, 5 bedroom townhouses, 4 bedroom townhouses, and 3 bedroom townhouses. In an interview with the project manager, Aliyu Nurain, he quantified what the project entails adding that the architectural designs makes it a masterpiece with easy accessibility to other infrastructures.
This is a fully residential development. We have fully detached 4 bedrooms. We have fully detached 5 bedrooms. We have semi-detached, and we have terrace buildings, as you all have it. And the terrace buildings are one of its kind in Abuja, and in fact in real estate development, because we have mixed terraces. We have the 5 bedroom, we have the 4 bedroom, we have the 3 bedroom, we have the 4 bedroom inner piece, and we have a 4 bedroom corner piece. We have some infrastructure facilities. We have a centralized sewage system. We have centralized power system with a backup 500 kV generator. We have water, both supply from the water board, and we have 2 backup industrial boreholes. And we have a very big playground, and we have tied asphaltic road for your access. The location is very strategic, because here we are right now is just 10 minutes to the central area, and we're just directly opposite Guarimpa. And even here in the locality of Dawaki, we have a lot of worship centers around. We have a lot of plazas around, a lot of shopping malls around, just within walking distance. We have eateries around within walking distance, and just name it. Anything you want is at your fingertips.
He further elaborated on how persons would subscribe to the urban shelter residence, Dawaki, stating that the payment plan is flexible for all.
You can subscribe by meeting our marketers or coming to the site. We have marketers on the site. They will tell you around, and they will give you, because we also have payment plan. They will tell you all about the buildings, all about the projects, the kind of facilities we have, and the type of payment plans we have. And bet me, the payment plans are flexible.
The provision of low-cost housing and identifying those at the low-income segment of the society who really need these houses is very imperative if we are to genuinely tackle the housing challenges in the country. That is it on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain your housing diva, Fleur Annie. See you soon.